I will be teaching how to perform CPR, which stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and it is a way to manually pump oxygenated blood to the brain when someone is unconscious. So for this video, I'm going to separate it into two parts. There's going to be one part that I'm sort of getting into just the basics of CPR, and then the second part I'm going to be running through a situation and what to do if you find someone unconscious. So CPR has two parts. There is compressions and respirations. Compressions are delivered with your arms locked and your hands in a position like this, to where the heel of your hand is going into their sternum right there, and your arms, elbows stay locked. And you're going to, when you're delivering compressions, you're going to be up and over the body with your arms like this, 1 and 2 and 3. It's a full body motion when you're doing compressions. And that's 30 compressions, and then you're going to give 2 respirations, 2 breaths. So for our respirations, as a lifeguard, I use the CPR mask. This has a vomit guard. This is something that has a little guard on it to make sure to prevent vomit from coming, because you are pushing on their chest, so something is bound to come up, and this just protects you from anything that happens. And then this part is the actual CPR mask, and it goes over their nose, over their mouth, to create a seal and lock in any air that you give them. Just like that, pointed part over their nose. If you don't have one of these, you're able to use a cloth or a fabric or a piece of a t-shirt, anything that you can get your hands on. This is going to go over their mouth, and sort of it's used as a guard for vomit as well. But for this one, it doesn't create an airtight seal like this one. So you need to do, when you do this, you have to plug their nose to create that seal. So now that we've gone over our compressions and our respirations, I'm gonna move back here. Like I said, 30 compressions, 2 respirations. That is how we do our basic CPR. So 30 compressions, you're over the body like this, and you give it as the ratio is about 120 beats per minute, so it's to the tune and to the beat of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. So it's, well, you can tell by the way I use my walk, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So I'm going to give an example: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8, all the way to 30. So you're timing it to where you can say 1 and 2 and 3, and it just sort of gives you that 120 beats timing. So we do our 30 compressions. We're going to move on to our respirations. For our respirations, we want our head, the victim's head, to be up in a neutral position, because this allows the most air to get from the mouth to the lungs. Because if they're like this, it's harder to, the airways is not as open, but when their head is here, it's a lot more open. So we put the head tilted back. By doing this, you're gonna have one of your hands on their chin and the other on their forehead, pushing it back, mask on their head, tilted back, and your eyes are gonna look at their lungs or to see if it rises or not. So we did our 30 compressions. We're here. 1, 2. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. Notice how I counted out loud. Any part of CPR that you do, you want it to be out loud and vocal, and you want to communicate more than you have to, because if someone comes to help you, they need to know exactly what part of CPR you're on. So you did your 30 compressions, 2 breaths, and it's back and forth until you don't have to do it anymore. Okay, so now for our situation. Let's just say you walk into a bathroom and this person is lying there unconscious. First thing you're going to do is you're going to alert anyone around you. You're going to scream, you're going to blow your whistle if you have one. Anything that you see this person, blow a whistle, alert anyone around. You're putting on your gloves, you're taking out your mask, you're trying to get anything that could work to protect you. And then you get down next to them and you say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Usually tapping on the shoulders just to see if they're awake. If they're not awake and there's no response, you're going to check their ABCs. That is their airway, breathing, circulation. We're doing this so your airway tilted back, like we said before, neutral position from the lungs to the mouth. Their breathing, your ear is going to be close to their mouth to where you're able to hear if there is any breathing. So, and then your eyes are going to be looking at their lungs to see if it's rising. Circulation, you're going to check their carotid pulse, their carotid artery, which is, here's your neck. It's sort of down in the middle here, sort of a little bit by your trachea. You feel that pulse? That's what you're going to be looking for on your victim. Head is back. You're going to be checking on this side. You don't want to reach over because you want to see what you're doing. You are listening for their breathing really close to their mouth, and you're looking at their lungs. 10-second check, just like this. Head tilted back. Here, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000. Talking out loud, you can get 10 seconds done. If there is no pulse, no breathing, you before that, actually, you're going to call 911. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but make sure to call 911, get help into your situation. So you check the ABCs, you called 911, and now no pulse, no breathing, immediately going into compressions. You're up, ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You're breathing as you count to where you're able to keep that clear head and keep your own consciousness, because it is a very strenuous thing to do. So 30 compressions, 2 breaths. Sealing the airway, tilting back in a neutral position, eyes looking at their chest. 1, 2. 2 breaths. See if they go in. 30 compressions. Back and forth until you are done. So there are 5 reasons to stop CPR, and that is if you have an automated external defibrillator, which is the thing that delivers a charge to the heart, and it goes, if it is scanning for a pulse or going to deliver a charge, you're able to be put, if you have help around, you're able to have those patches be putting on while you're doing CPR. But if it is analyzing, hands off, because it could be one deliver to charge and send a volt, or it will need to detect the pulse. And so hands off, because compressions could alter that. And so the AED is scanning or charging. 2, there are obvious signs of life. If they sit up, if their eyes open, if they're breathing again, you want to stop CPR, because while CPR is a life-saving procedure and it helps many people, it is very dangerous if it is not used in the correct way or used with someone who is conscious. Number 3, paramedics arrive and they have switched you out or have told you can stop. So for our usually if you're doing a good job, paramedics will just let you continue your thing while they're working around you or switch you in. But if they tell you to stop, that's another reason to stop CPR. Number 4 is that the scene becomes unsafe. If you are in a building and the building is on fire, now you don't want to risk your own life, and so you have to get out of there as soon as you can. So if the scene becomes unsafe, you will stop CPR. 5, this is too tired to continue. And when I say too tired to continue, I mean extremely exhausted to the point where if you continued CPR, you'd probably end up passed out, just similar to them. It's not, oh man, I'm so tired, I'm done. You're saving this person's life. You're trying as hard as you can until you can't continue anymore. So those 5 reasons to run it back: AED is scanning, paramedics arrive, signs of life, scene becomes unsafe, too tired to continue. And another one that is sometimes forgotten is that if no one has come to your rescue or come to help you and 911 has not been called, pause CPR, go get a phone, go run and get some help to tell someone. So that is how you do CPR. Thank you.